Welcome to The Explainer. So let's just get right into it. Have you ever caught yourself basically waiting for your real life to begin? You know the feeling. Maybe you're holding out for that next big promotion, or waiting for the kids to finally grow up, or just waiting for this magical, perfect moment to start living the way you actually want to. Well, today we're exploring a core premise that might absolutely change how you view your everyday existence. We're going to wake up to the reality of our finite time so we can finally stop drifting through life. We've got some incredible insights lined up today that will completely challenge everything you think you know about how much time you actually have left.
Just picture that for a second. What if you could literally map out the rest of your life, all your remaining time, right there in front of you on a single sheet of paper? It's kind of jarring, right? Let's be honest, most of us are walking around in this comfortable, heavily padded bubble of endless tomorrows. We completely trick ourselves into believing that the well of time is just infinite. But here's the thing. Popping that bubble is, without a doubt, the absolute best thing you can do for yourself.
Let's dive right into part one, the illusion of time.
You see, we constantly build our own prisons without even realizing it. To hide from the completely messy, totally unpredictable chaos of reality, we construct these massive psychological barriers. We structure our days with endless shoulds and have-tos, essentially building tiny, rigid boxes of space and time right in our own minds. And it's all born out of fear, isn't it? Fear of the unknown, fear of the unexpected. But the only actual certainty in life is change. By trying to control every single passing second, we aren't really managing time at all. We're just ignoring reality.
The ancient Greeks actually hit the nail on the head with this dilemma. They divided time into two totally distinct concepts. On one hand, you have chronos, which is clock time. It's strictly measurable, it's inevitable, and it runs on a brutal schedule. If you are constantly stressing out about deadlines, well, you're a prisoner of chronos. But on the flip side, there's kairos. This is experiential time. It's the actual flow of existence. It can't be measured on a watch, and it just happens when the time is right. Achieving your goals and living a truly good life isn't about being a perfectly productive robot in Chronos. It's about the wisdom of acting rightly in Kairos.
Which brings us to part two, the reality check.
To break out of that rigid clock time, we have to pivot away from our comfortable little delusions and actually confront our impermanence. And that brings us to a really powerful ancient concept, memento mori. Literally, remember that you must die. Now, I know, that sounds incredibly morbid. But it's actually the ultimate healthy motivator for a good life. It totally eliminates the habit of wasting the gift of life by forcing us to accept that it's fleeting. If there's something you want to accomplish, this is the reality check that reminds you, hey, you got to do it now. Because facing our limitations is exactly the thing that sets us free. Actually, avoiding the reality of our finite time, that's a form of emotional sickness. True emotional health requires us to actively, bravely choose to look reality right in the eye at any cost to find real psychological liberation. And when you finally face that reality, you gain an incredible superpower, the power to choose how you frame your limited time. You can choose thoughts of earth, worry, fear, and resentment over all the things you absolutely cannot control. Or you can actively cultivate thoughts of heaven, humility, gratitude, and awe. It's literally like a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. By fully embracing our finite nature, we evolve. All right, let's look at part three, the life overview chart.
This leads us to a really sobering visual exercise designed specifically to shatter that illusion of endless time. 300. I want you to just let that number sink in for a second. 300 is the exact number of months in a 25-year span. Now, when we say 25 years, it feels like an eternity, right? It feels like this vast, endless horizon. But when you realize it's just 300 months, the sheer limitation of that becomes completely impossible to ignore.
To combat the illusion that you have endless time, this is a sobering visual exercise where you literally map out up to 25 years of your life in monthly increments. Think of a grid where every row is a year of your life, and every single empty box is a month. By plotting your major events and your future plans on this finite grid, it provides a stark, undeniable visual representation of your limited time on Earth. And let me tell you, seeing it laid out like that serves as an incredibly powerful motivator to stop drifting and finally focus on what is truly important to you. Which naturally takes us to part four, tracking your real priorities. Now, looking at a finite grid of your life usually generates a little bit of anxiety, but we can totally harness that feeling. We can use it to figure out what we are actually trading our precious moments for. To do that, we need a values clarification. Because without a solid grasp of what is actually important to you, it's way too easy to lose your way and just passively absorb whatever goals society throws at you. You have to define the attributes you desire in yourself. Your core values act as a compass to guide you out of that drifting lifestyle. And once you align your daily actions with those core values, that's when you finally escape those tiny rigid boxes of expectation and start living a wildly honest, authentic life.
So, how do you know if you're actually living out those values? Well, you track your time. As the saying goes, what you do is what you love, and what you love is what you do. Try using a free time tracker. Just log your evening hours, say from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m., for a week or two. And you have to be brutally honest here. When you review it, you will see instantly if you're spending your finite time furthering your actual goals or if you're just feeding useless distractions, like, say, accidentally spending 3 hours doom scrolling on social media. We've all been there. But this is a highly practical tool to align your daily habits with your newfound sense of urgency.
And finally, part 5, escaping your self-made box. We've unpacked the illusion, we've faced the hard reality of the life overview chart, and we've talked about tracking our time. Now it's time to apply this massive paradigm shift directly to your own journey, and it starts with taking action today. First off, just accept that life is unmanageable. Let go of the illusion that you have absolute control, because spoiler alert, you don't. Instead, focus your energy on your first 3 things, or M3T, every single day. That gives you a real sense of moving forward in a way that aligns with your values. Practice mindfulness. Bring your attention to the present moment without judgment, because the present is quite literally the only place you can take action. And above all else, understand this. Your story isn't over yet. You have the power to change your life right in the middle of it.
At the end of the day, your life consists entirely of moments. And whether you realize it or not, you trade those moments for something. Anger, love, useless distraction, or joyful purpose. Knowing that your boxes on the life overview chart are totally finite, what will you trade your next moment for?